Hi, we are going to be making roasted potatoes with bell peppers, onions, and sausage and seasonings. But first we need to wash the potatoes and the bell peppers. Now that their vegetables are washed, we're going to go ahead and cut them in cubes. Make sure you get a sharp knife. Keep your fingers away. Cut anything that is dark. The cubes have to be big, but small enough to take a bite. So now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be cutting the bell peppers. And then when we clean them up, after we're just going to cut them in cubes. Cut them on the four corners and it comes out clean. Do it again. Just clean them up. One thing you'll notice that the bell peppers, they either will have 4 indentations here. That means it's a female. They tend to be sweeter than if you buy one that is just 3. The bell peppers, you're just going to cut them to the size you want to have. So you're going to cut them off and just chunks and throw them in here. I like using different colors because it gives it different sweetness and flavor, and it gives it more color, so it's more appetizing. The onion, you're going to peel it, take all the top layers, and all we're doing today is that we're just going to cut it. Watch your fingers. Keep it to the side. And it's going to be big chunks. You don't want it fine. And this is a matter of preference if you want to use white or red. If you use a red, it's going to be sweeter. Okay. Always keep your fingers away from the knife. And bend. Put it right in here. Try to spread them apart. Next, we're going to be cutting the sausages. These sausages are Silva. These are already cooked, and I like buying them at Costco. They're really good. You can have them by itself with sandwiches. There is 7 pieces. We might use about maybe 4. We'll see how much. And all I do is I just cut them in half. Lay them flat, cut them again, and I want them to be chewable size, so I'll cut it again. And I'm just gonna cut. They're chewable size. Once I'm done cutting all these sausages, then I'm going to show you what spices I like to use. We're going to preheat the oven. We're going to press bake 425. And when it reaches the heat, then I'm gonna put everything in. So basically, after I have chopped everything that I want to put in, potatoes, onions, bell peppers, sausages that were already cooked. If they're not cooked, you need to cook them ahead of time. We're gonna put olive oil so the seasonings will stick. And everything is to your liking. I don't measure, I cook by sight and by smell. So this is extra virgin olive oil, any brand. A little bit more salt. I know the sausages already have salt, but you need to have salt. Ground paprika. This gives it color and it gives it a little bit of spice. It's not hot, just a little. I like using this cilantro lime. It has other seasonings. I found this at the Dollar Tree. I also like using this Southwest Chipotle. I got this at Target. So I'm just putting a little bit of everything. Italian seasoning. Okay. A lot of garlic. That I do like. We like our garlic. Okay. Even though I already put onions, I'll put a little bit of onions, just to have a little bit more flavor. Black pepper. Always use black pepper. Even though I already use garlic, I'll use minced garlic to add texture. And you could, we usually add Parmigiano Reggiano. But I will do that right before I put it in the oven. I put some gloves on because you're gonna have to mix. Mix everything to incorporate the seasonings and the olive oil. And by sight, you're going to notice that you're going to need more seasonings, and I will be adding more. But until I mix everything well. As you could tell, I need more oil. It looks kind of dry. Okay. If you don't want to use your hands with gloves, then you would have to use a spoon. And make sure you have a big bowl. More olive oil. Okay. And all the seasons that I used before. A little bit more. I usually mince my own garlic, but I like using this one. But you have to use a lot. It's already minced for you, and keep it in the refrigerator. But you have to add more than fresh. And this is mixed well, but I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese right now. This is the Parmigiano Reggiano. You could buy the block and grate it yourself, but I like using this one. This is from Costco. And add as much as you want. Mix again. And add a little bit more. Okay. I like using parchment paper. You could use foil. Parchment paper is good because you could put it in the oven. It will not, and food will not stick. Don't confuse it with wax paper. You're not supposed to use wax paper in the oven. It doesn't matter which side, but since it's rolling up, I just flip it. So all I'm going to do now is dump everything into the cooking sheet. And spread it out. Okay. If you don't want everything to overlap, you could do it in 2 cooking sheets. But I just like to use one. Because halfway of the cooking time, you're going to stir it anyways. Okay, look how beautiful it looks. You have all your different colors. You want to keep the skin on the potatoes because this is where you have all your most nutrition. If you don't like the skin, you could peel it off before cutting it. Now that the oven is 425, we'll be clearing this to put the timer. Okay. It's supposed to be 45 minutes, but because I have so much in it, it may take longer. I'm going to put it for 45 minutes and then I'll check after that. It may take longer until you see that the potatoes are cooked. 45 minutes has passed. Let's check to see how these are. Okay. I'm going to taste a potato to see if it's ready. Still a little bit hard, so I'm going to put them back in the oven for a few more minutes. But I'm going to stir them. So the bottom will get crispy. You see the juices? That's the bell pepper juices and the olive oil with the seasoning. Okay, so we're going to put it back in the oven for 15 more minutes, or if you want them crispier, you could keep them longer. We're going to be taking out the potatoes, roasted potatoes out of the oven. I put them for 15 minutes extra. And I'll be serving it with a simple salad. It has greens, shredded carrots, cucumber, grape tomatoes, and avocado and salt and pepper. This is a simple dish, but it's comfort food, and a little bit goes a long way. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for cooking with me.